Hello, welcome to the first episode of Grade This. I only have 5 books to grade, but hopefully, after people saw this video, more submission will come forward for future videos. But for this, at least we have 5 samples to go through and examine. First up is this Fantastic Four 48. Okay, pretty sharp looking book. What I will try to do for this series is just focus on the book and the grade, not on the seller and not on the price, because that's beside the points. Okay, so you can see right there, there's a crease right there, and there's a corner crease, and then what I don't like sometimes is the potential crease across the stamp, the comic code. Potentially there's a crease right there that go through the stamp. It's hard to tell because the way the stamp is, it hides the crease potentially. And then you get some creases and small tears on the right side right there. Good looking book. There's some issue with the spine, minor creases where the staple are. Okay, at both staples you get a little crease, perhaps small tear, not a big deal. Sharp looking book. Okay, let's see the back cover. Very well centered copy. Okay, very well centered, which is not an easy thing to find as far as FF48 is concerned. Very sharp. The back cover look really clean. Okay, small dents on the edge, nothing big, nothing major. Let's take a look at the interior shot. Very nice paper quality. Okay, this is the kind of book that most likely get off-white to white. The cover have a little yellowing, definitely off-white as far as the cover is concerned, but the interior look more like off-white to white. Okay, so now what is the grade of this book in my opinion? Can this be an 8.0? Potentially. Okay, that would be pushing the edge as far as my grade. Would this be a 7.5? Absolutely. In my opinion, I would have no problem buying this book as a 7.5. Okay, no problem at all. Would I pay top dollar for an 8.0? No. I think 7.5 would be a reasonable, solid grade I would give this book based on all the flaws that you can see right there on the screen. Okay, let's go to the next one. Spectacular Spider-Man issue 1 and 2. Beautiful book. Super high grade copy. Look at this one. I don't see this often. Okay, it's not every day that I see issue 1 looking like this. And in issue 2 has some minor issues, but let's look at number 1. As in many square bound books or magazine, you have the staple indentation on the cover. Not a big deal. Okay, you see 9.6 books with that kind of indentation, so don't freak out on that. I think often you see books are undergraded because of the flaws at the staple. That's very common. Okay, really sharp, beautiful book. Let's see the back cover. Beautiful. Look at that. real sharp. Sure, you get a little indentation, scuff mark at the staple area. The top, hard to tell with the picture the way it is, okay? The edge right there could be some tiny tears, okay? Tiny, they're not big, but they could be there, tiny tears. And if those are tiny tears, I would say this is a 9.4, okay? I would give this book a 9.4 if those are indeed 3 or 4 or 5 little tears there on the edge of the back cover. If they are. If not, if that's not a tears, if those are not tears and just dirt that can be cleaned off, can this book be a 9.6? Absolutely. Issue number 2. Once again, really beautiful spine for a square bound book. Gorgeous corner right there. Look like there is it's definitely not 1 inch big. It looked like maybe 3/4 of an inch corner crease right there. Okay, let's look at back cover of issue number 2. Pretty sharp. Beautiful. Based on what I can see, let's look at this. This seller did a good job taking pictures, that's for sure. Really nice, okay? And there you go, a close-up look of that corner crease of issue number 2. Beautiful white page inside, beautiful. I would give issue 2 a 9.0, okay? I'm not a big fan of giving a 9.0 to a corner crease like that big, but it's in the realm of allowable flaw, in my opinion, as far as professional grading opinions that CGC might do. It's not as big as it appears, you know. If you look in, when you look at a magazine like this, you have to look at the size of the book. It's not a comic book, it's bigger than a comic book, so the flaws for 9.0 can be bigger. But I would give the issue 2 a 9.0, and based on what I can tell, I give issue 1 a 9.4. Could be a 9.6 if the top edge of the back cover is not tears or little tears. They're production related, okay, but still. Savage Tales. This is a beautiful copy of Savage Tales number 1. Look at that spine. A little manufacturer production tears right there on the top of the spine. Not a biggie. Look at that corner and edge. Nice. Bummer right here. The tears on the bottom is the bummer, okay? But that's really is the one thing that is bad. Now I wish the seller, why do you think the seller put his thumb right there, huh? To not show the tear? Come on now. That's like one of the worst way to hold a book open. That's just a sure way to damage the book, in my opinion. So I'm not a big fan of that picture, okay? So if I had to advise a seller, say don't do that. Don't hold a book open like that. Back cover, gorgeous. Beautiful back cover, look at that. A little ding in the corner, it's just minor, so tiny of a blunting at that corner, so tiny. Look at the spine, looking good. I believe there's a little tears right there. There's a little tears, which is fairly common for Squarebound magazine. For those that collect Squarebound magazine, you see this happen more often than comic books, okay? More so in Squarebound books, whether it's comic books or magazine. That little tears right there. Another pictures, indentation at the staple, not a big deal. Really nice, really pretty book. With the tears right there, and the tears at the spine. 8.5. Can this book get a 9.0? Maybe. It would be a stretch for CGC to assign a 9.0 grade on this, but for me, 8.5. Okay, I would give this book an 8.5 all day long, but it would not shock me one bit for CGC to give it a 9.0. Stunner. Double covers, my goodness. And I went through this listing fairly carefully, and I did not see any mention of a double cover. Look at this. The front cover, okay, which is not that important when it comes down to double cover book. Even that, I see one ding. See, the picture here is not clear enough to give, you know, a better opinion, in my opinion, you know, compared to the other listing that we saw. This one, the picture is decent, but not as big and clear. The interior cover, wow. Is there anything wrong? Can you see anything wrong with this? I can't. Wow. Cool date stamp. Beautiful. Let's see the back cover. Gil Kane. Can you see the Gil Kane? Okay, so look at this. Beautiful. Flawless, really. You know, but like I said, the way the pictures are taken, there's no way to tell. Look at the back cover of the first wrap. A bindery tears right there, not a big deal. I see those in 9.6, even 9.8. So, and then of course the interior cover, which should be even more perfect. No bindery tears right there that I can see. I hate to give 9.8 opinions on raw books on eBay with this kind of pictures. You know, I wish to see better pictures, but my God, would this shock me at all to see a 9.8? No. Okay, not at all. But can it be a 9.6? At the minimum, unless I miss something, I can see a 9.6 easy. 9.8 is possible. Last but not least, this magazine, Deadly Hand of Kung Fu 15. Another gorgeous copy. Look at this. Razor sharp edge and corner. Look at that. Now, one other thing that, you know, whenever I try to buy a book or grade a book, I try to be familiar with the art. For example, you see the two little scratch by the sword on the bottom. That's just part of the art, okay? It's not a scratch on the book. But for sure, whenever I try to grade a book and I see something I'm not sure, I immediately go ahead and look at other examples of the book to see if a flaw is a flaw or it's part of the art. Okay, that's a common thing that I do all the time. Whenever I see a flaw that look kind of odd, it might not be a flaw. So you get the typical staple indentation right there. Beautiful book. Right here you get some curling on the edge with the small tear. Not a big deal. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, can this book be a 9.4? Easy 9.4. Can it be a 9.6? Maybe, depend on, you know, if I was to, you know, submit this book, assuming that this book is slap worthy and, you know, things can be cleaned up as far as a quick little press to straighten out the back cover, remove. When you press the book, it will lessen the flaw as far as that little tears right there on the edge, and this magazine can be even a 9.6. It is beautiful, and that's it. Hopefully you guys can get an insight on how I grade raw books on eBay. And thanks for watching the very first episode of Grade This. Bye bye.